Good morning, dear students. Today's topic is thalassemia. This condition, thalassemia condition, also comes under the hematological disorders. This thalassemia, it is a Greek term, thalassemia. Okay, why this thalassemia name is came means here blood is having hemoglobin. Okay, here the RBC structure, the blood is having heme and then globin. Here the hemoglobin chain is some structural deformity is there by birth itself. It is a myelogenous disorder due to the globin gene defect. Okay, mostly it is seen in the hemoglobin. Once, what is the main function of hemoglobin? To carry the oxygenated blood to all over the body. Okay, so what happened? The hemoglobin is having, the globin gene is having some defect, so the oxygen carrying capacity is decreased, so child is suffering with this thalassemia. Okay, this is about the overall thalassemia. Here the hemoglobin is having alpha beta chains is there because of this HB chains, that is alpha and then beta chains, some defect is there, so the structural production was not there properly, so child is suffering with the oxygen carrying capacity to the blood is not having proper oxygen carrying capacity in those children who are suffering with this thalassemia. Okay, this is about thalassemia. There is no treatment for this, but in this condition mostly we will see in children's in early age itself only we will recognize. In this condition growth failure mostly we will recognize. Some children, all children are suffering with this growth failure. Okay, this is about the thalassemia. And coming to the introduction, the term thalassemia is applies to a variety of inherited blood disorders characterized by deficiencies in the rate of production of specific globule chain in the hemoglobin. The thalassemia or inherited disorder of hemoglobin synthesis. Thalassemia major, that is Cooley's anemia, presents in childhood and is most common. The disorder often occurs in people of Mediterranean descent, but may also be seen in the other populations. Okay, this is about the introduction of thalassemia. And coming to the definition, thalassemia is defined as a group of inherited disorders characterized by reduced or absent amount of hemoglobin, the oxygen carrying protein inside the blood, red blood cells. Okay, here the oxygen carrying protein inside the blood, red blood cells is having decreased. So this is the definition thalassemia. All of you clear? Nothing is there. It is a group of inherited disorder characterized by reduced or absent amount of hemoglobin. Okay, this is about the definition. And coming to the thalassemia in children, all the babies born with thalassemia each year, estimated that 1 lakh are born with severe form of fall white. Children can start exhibiting symptoms of thalassemia during their first 2 years of life. Some of the most notifiable signs including fatigue, jaundice, pale skin, and poor appetite, slow growth. It important to diagnose thalassemia quickly in children. If a child other present or carriers, child should have test done early. When left untreated, this condition can lead to problem in their lives. Okay, this is about the thalassemia in children. And coming to the etiology, what is the main causes of this thalassemia is mutation in the DNA of cell that produce hemoglobin. It is an inherited disorder. Okay, it is an myogenous disorders, mostly um, in some mutation changes, those parents who are they changed DNA mutations, those only having this thalassemia. How it is how it is transmitted, we will see here in this image. Here the child is having, or those parents, okay, they are suffering. Here this is the normal normal hemoglobin structure. That gene is having normal. Here the this side it is having beta chain is suffering, and protein beta protein is having some defect, that is some genetic defect is there, that is an homogeneous disorder is there. So here the child is suffering with this defective gene. So here the parent is having one parent, father is having defective gene of thalassemia. Here the mother also is having defective gene of thalassemia. How they are producing this their children means, here he is giving one normal, mother also is giving normal, means normal baby is born. Here the baby, okay, here the defective gene, here father is giving normal gene, mother is giving defective gene, that is beta chain. Okay, that time is carrier is there, baby is suffering. Okay, here at the same way the father is giving normal gene, mother is giving affective gene. So here that baby also is having defective carriers. Okay, here and next father also is giving defective, that is beta chain defective gene, and mother also is giving beta chain defective thalassemia gene. So that baby is affected. Okay, here the chromosome with the N means chromosome with the normal gene, B means chromosome with the beta thalassemia gene. Okay, this is about the how it is transmitted from their parents to their children, who are the safe children, who are the affected or carriers. Okay, this is about the etiology. The main cause is mutation in the DNA of cells that produce the hemoglobin. Okay, types of thalassemia. Here the three main types of thalassemia is there. Under that four subtypes is there. First we will discuss what are the types of the thalassemia. First one is beta thalassemia, alpha thalassemia, thalassemia minor. Okay, here what is beta thalassemia, which includes a subtype major in intermedia. Okay, this is about the beta thalassemia and alpha thalassemia, which includes subtype hemoglobin H, hydrops fetalis. Okay, and this is the alpha thalassemia. Here hemoglobin H is having some defects. Here next one is thalassemia minor. All these types and subtypes vary in the symptoms and severity, and the onset may also vary slightly. Okay, this is about the subtypes and then types of the thalassemia. All of you clear? In beta thalassemia it is a subtype major and in intermediate. Okay, this is whenever the beta chain is affecting the hemoglobin, it is a major, and then intermediate is there. Okay, this is about the types of thalassemia. Okay, next coming to the pathophysiology. Okay, look at this image here. It is an hemoglobin molecule. Here in hemoglobin chain, alpha, beta, gamma chains is there. In that, protein level is decreased. Okay, what happened here? The alpha, beta and then gamma chains is having some protein. Okay, here globin. Okay, it is a protein structure. What happened here? Because of some homogeneous disorders, means inherited gene defects, the globin gene is having some defect is there. So here what happened, the protein level is decreased. For example, it is there in the alpha protein or beta protein. Here the defect is present in this violet color is structure is there, no, there that alpha protein some defect is there, or the gamma. Okay, alpha beta chain defect also is there here also. Okay, so somewhere else in the RBC structure, in that globin area, the protein is having some decreased cells chain is there. Okay, so because of that, child is suffering with the thalassemia. Here when the alpha chain is having some structural defect during the inherited disorder, genetic disorder, what happen means, in alpha and then non-alpha two pair is there. Okay, alpha and then non-alpha two pairs is there. Here what happen here, the it is normal produce the normal production of protein it is there, there is no thalassemia. If any defect is there, the production of this two pairs alpha and the non-alpha, what happen, it is produced in proper structure, so it is the RBC destruction is there. Okay, because of alpha and then non-alpha two pairs, somewhere itself any defect is there. Okay, here the thalassemia may be present for those children. Because of this defect, RBC dysfunction is there. Okay, when beta protein chain is having defect, it is indicate that production is decreased. Okay, so it is absence of the beta chain production. So here the globin is having defects at the beta chain itself. Whenever we are recognizing means that after 6 months of childbirth, alpha is attained, okay, with the beta, and to form the hemoglobin A structural defect of the RBC we will see. Mostly we will recognize those children who are suffering with the thalassemia is 3 to 5 years. It is severely we will see hemoglobin severely we will see, because the beta cell defect hydrops fetalis is we will recognize in second type. Okay, this is about the pathophysiology of thalassemia. All of you clear? Okay, this is about the pathophysiology of hemophilia. Coming to the clinical manifestations, the onset is usually insidious and not recognized until the later half of the infancy. First, what are the clinical manifestations? Are anemia, signs of anemia, unexplained fever, poor feeding, and markedly enlarged spleen, particularly in the child of Mediterranean extraction, and descriptively we will see. And next, bone marrow deformities, especially in the face, we will recognize. Bone deformities, not bone marrow, here we will recognize. And dark urine and delayed growth and development, excessive tiredness and fatigue, we will see in those children who are suffering with this thalassemia. Yellow or pale skin also is there, because globin is having deficit. So the protein RBC is not carrying the oxygen properly. So child is having yellow or pale skin. Okay, and next clinical feature is fatigue. The decreased in circulation of RBC that brings about oxygen to all parts of the body can lead to fatigue. Okay, and next one is pallor. Decreased in production of RBCs lead to pallor. And next, irritability. The child may feel irritability due to a feeling of discomfort. And anoxia is apparent in children with thalassemia. Okay, these are the clinical features. And coming to the diagnostic findings, laboratory and imaging studies that in the thalassemia, including the following, that is a CBC, complete blood count, and count and peripheral blood smear should be ruled out how far it is there. The CBC count and peripheral blood film examination results are usually sufficient to the specific the diagnostic. Okay, iron studies, it shows the serum iron level is elevated with saturation reaching as high as 80%, and serum ferritin levels, which is frequently used minor and status of the iron overload, it is also is elevated. And skeletal survey, the skeletal survey and other imaging studies relieves classic changes in the bones that are usually encountered in the patients who are not regular transfused. Okay, and next clinical next diagnostic evaluation is ECG, that also should be performed, and HLA type. Okay, and performed for the patient who are whom bone marrow transplantation is considered. So these are the diagnostic evaluations. And medical management, here the medical management, the objective of supportive therapy is to maintain sufficient hemoglobin levels to prevent the tissue hypoxia. So you should replace the hemoglobin, means you should transmute the blood. Okay, so then only you should prevent the tissue hypoxia. And management is splenectomy and transfusions. Splenectomy is a principal surgical procedure used for many patients for thalassemia. And transfusions are foundation of medical management. Recent studies have elevated the benefit of maintaining the child's hemoglobin level above 10 grams per dl. Okay, each child who are having thalassemia, they should maintain the 10 grams of hemoglobin. Okay, and bone marrow transplantation diet. A normal diet is recommended with a emphasis on following supplementation: folic acid, small dose of ascorbic acid, that is vitamin C, and alpha tocophenol, vitamin E. Iron should not be given. Okay, and food rich in iron should be avoided. Here the iron supplementations was not given for those children, but you should encourage for folic acid supplementation who are suffering with this thalassemia. Okay, folic acid, vitamin C, and then vitamin E should be given for the include that their diet. Okay, and pharmacological management is antipyretic should be administered according to the symptomatic management, and antihistamines administration prior before transfusion may decrease the and prevent the allergic reactions. Nowadays before any blood transfusion, nowadays they won't give any antihistamines because some any side effects was not ruled out in early times. So nowadays it is antihistamines are not given before transmissions. And chelating agents, these agents are used to chelating excessive iron form and blood body in patients who iron is overload. And next one is to prevent that iron overload, you should administer the chelating agents. Okay, and next medical management is corticosteroids and antibacterial combinations, because those children who are suffering with the immune deficiency, so they are easily get this infection. So you should administer the antibacterial agents are known to be effective agents of organisms. Okay, so next one is supplementation of vitamins. Okay, I said no, vitamin C, folic acid, and vitamin E supplementation is needed for those children. And vaccines, here the child is underwent the splenectomized. Okay, so in early management I said no, splenectomy is ideal management for the thalassemia babies. Okay, here so you should give the vaccines for those children who are suffering with this thalassemia. Okay, and next one is anti-neoplastic agents. Some patients may respond hydro some patients may respond the hydroxyurea and then subsequently decreased or eliminate transfusion requirements. So you should give the anti-neoplastic agents. Growth hormones, because here child is suffering with the growth retardation, so excessive chelatation with detoxification, defermentation may cause growth retardation. Growth hormones may be effective in increasing growth rate in all thalassaemic patients, particularly the ones who growth hormone is having deficiency. Okay, this also you should be supplement for whenever you are giving the medical management. Okay, and coming to the nursing management, thalassemia major, assess for the severe anemia, splenomegaly, hepatomegaly with abdominal enlargement, frequent infections, bleeding, tenderness, tendencies, and epistaxis and anorexia should be ruled out whenever that child is suffering with the thalassemia major. And thalassemia intermediate, assess for the anemia, jaundice, and splenomegaly, hemosiderosis caused by the increased interstitial absorption of iron. Okay, here the increased intestinal absorption of iron, child is suffering with the hemosiderosis. So you should assess for those children who are suffering with the thalassemia intermediate. and thalassemia minor, SS for mild anemia, usually with no signs and symptoms. Okay, and coming to the nursing diagnosis, based on the assessment data, the major nursing diagnoses are ineffective tissue perfusion related to reduced cellular components that are essential to deliver pure oxygen to the cells. Activity intolerance related to imbalance of oxygen supply and composition consumption needs. Next one is imbalanced nutrition, less than body requirement related to lack of appetite. Ineffective family coping related to impact of disease to family function. Okay, these are the nursing diagnosis. And coming to the prognosis, since thalassemia is a genetic disorder, there is no way to prevent it. However, there are ways you can manage the disease to help prevent the complications. In addition to ongoing medical care, the CDC recommendation trusted source that all individuals with disorder protect themselves from infections by keeping up the following vaccines. That is Haemophilus influenza type B vaccine, hepatitis vaccine, meningococcal vaccine, and then pneumococcal vaccine. Whenever we are giving this supportive management, we should prevent the complications. But however, there are some uh, some prevention of complications is there, but there is no management. Okay, this is about the thalassemia. I hope everybody is understand. Thank you.